Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are once again competing in the Global Challenge for 2024. Now, as you guys know, in Global Challenge Part 1 and Part 2, we used a very similar team. In fact, it's actually the same team throughout the entire competition, and you know, that's close to 90 matches or so, guys. So I decided to change it up here today with a different team. So let's take a quick look at that team before we jump into any of our battles. If we take a look here, we've actually got with us an Indeedee, a Tornadus, a Iron Crown, an Ogerpon, Urshifu, and a Landorus. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is probably one of the most overused VGC teams I could probably find in minds of what Pokemon I'm using. We ended up going with the Indeedee here. We wanted to go in and set up the Psychic Surge, and that's going to help us out with our Iron Crown later on. Now, if you take a look at the actual moves here, we've got the Follow Me, we've got the Trick Room, we've got the Helping Hand. Basically, this entire team is about controlling the speed of the battle, essentially. So Trick Room, of course, if someone does a Trick Room, we can actually convert it back, so that way we can try to attack first the next turn. We've got the Helping Hand because we want to boost up the chances of a critical hit onto the Iron Crown. And of course the Follow Me in case we want to set anything up with one of our other Pokemon. Now, let's take a look at the Tornadus here. Of course, Tornadus is a Terra type of Steel. We want to be able to resist like electric type moves. We've got with us the Covert Cloak, of course. Now, the Covert Cloak conceals the holder, tricking the eyes of the enemies and protecting it from additional effects and moves. So that's things such as like sandstorms and things like that. Don't want to get any kind of damage from sandstorms. If there's stealth rocks or spikes or anything along the lines of that, it won't get affected by it. We've got with us a Bleak Windstorm. Of course, that's pretty much the standard attack that you're going to find out in Tornadus. We've got Icy Wind because we want to maybe eventually lower the speed of our opponents. Rain Dance, so that way we can try to get the Bleak Windstorm a little bit more. Plus as well, if we're using our Iron Crown, we want to lower the fire damage. And of course, we've got the Tailwind. Now, we do have Prankster onto our Tornadus, because that way we can actually just set up the Rain Dance and the Tailwind ASAP. As soon as we get into a battle, it'll actually out-prioritize other Pokemon. And then that brings us to our Iron Crown. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't used very many of the Iron Pokemon in this generation, just because I got the Blender models, and I didn't know how to get the Blender models set up correctly in Blender to be able to capture the images. So I've just been avoiding these Pokemon like the plague, but I've been doing so much Blender that it's like, you know what, these aren't even a threat anymore. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to throw it onto a team because why not? We've got a Booster Energy, of course, onto the Iron Crown here. We want to basically boost up any kind of special attack that we have onto this Pokemon. Now, the Terra type is Psychic. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, but Corey, a lot of people use the Water typing on this Pokemon, and that's true, but with the Rain Dance, we should be able to resist a lot of Fire type moves with that just being up. I don't expect too many Pokemon to actually live too long with Iron Crown out onto the field. Mainly because once that Psychic Surge is set up, we've got the Expanding Force, and that's basically going to hit the two Pokemon onto the field. Of course, we've got the signature move of the Tachyon Cutter, and of course, we've got the Focus Blast for any kind of Dark-type Pokemon that may be in the competition. Now, we've got the Quark Drive. Of course, Quark Drive, it actually boosts the Pokemon stats with electric terrain. We don't actually have any electric terrain, but it's very possible that there might be some Pokemon that might try to set up in the competition. And it's modest. We've got with us a lonely, which I feel really bad about saying, a lonely Ogerpon. It's been alone for so long, we've decided to keep the lonely nature, and there's the Hearth Flame Mask. We're going to obviously go with the Fire-type Ogerpon here. Pretty standard set, Spiky Shield, Follow Me, Ivy Sigil, which will actually turn to fire. And then, of course, the Wood Hammer. Not much to really say about Ogerpon here. Urshifu. Now, a lot of people will use Urshifu with like a Life Orb, basically like restricting it to only like one move. or even like a choice band or a choice scarf. I opted out of that. I decided to just go with the Mystic Water. I'm going to be honest, guys, I really hate being locked in with a specific move. Even though choice band and choice scarf and choice specs are, you know, quite beneficial to the holder, we can get the same type of thing with the Mystic Water, but most likely we're probably going to just end up using Surging Strikes or Aqua Jet. I opted out of giving it like a Sucker Punch or anything like that. I just find that that doesn't really help. And plus with the Mystic Water, we're going to get the boost with the Aqua Jet anyways. We've got that Ice Spinner, of course, for like the Dragonites and the Genies. And then, of course, we've got the Close Combats in case of any kind of Dark-type Pokemon or Steel-type Pokemon come in that we can't really handle. And then that brings us to our last and final Pokemon, which is Landorus. Now, with Landorus here, we actually decided to give it the Life Orb. This Pokemon actually was locked in initially when I found the team, or the set rather, with a different item. I opted out of that. I decided to take away that item and give it a Life Orb. Again, I hate being locked in with moves, so we're going to go with the Life Orb. We've got the Sandsteer Storm. Of course, that's a move that's going to be able to hit 2 Pokemon at once. So if we just take a look at it here, it says here the user attacks with wrapping opposing Pokemon in Fierce Winds and Searingly Hot Sand. This may also leave them with a burn. So first off, that is going to be our burn control onto the field. If we can actually use this move to burn some Pokemon, we can actually have the opportunity to lower the attack stat of the opposing Pokemon. Plus as well with the Sludge Bomb, we can have the opportunity of poisoning some Pokemon. So that is going to be the team here. We've already got them registered up. Let's hop into our very first battle. Okay, here we go. Oh, he's got a Smeargle. Hi there, Smeargle. Okay. Torkoal. Oh, gross. Torkoal and a Walking Wake. Not really what I expected to see in this tournament right off the bat. Okay, he's going to withdraw the Torkoal. He basically brought it in only to set up the sun. Okay, I'm really hoping to take this Indeedee out of here. Okay, get the Tailwind. Okay, we got the burn on Indeedee. Will we get the burn on the Walking Wake? Nope. There's the Snarl. So we know right off the bat that the Snarl is actually going to lower my attack stats and my special attacks. Okay, we're going to go for the Icy Wind. We want to get a little bit of chip damage off onto them here. Lowering up some speed. And Sandsteer Storm, finish them off. Ooh, we didn't get the Indeedee out of there, but the burn will take him out the next turn. Hoping that he doesn't actually set up the Trick Room here. Trick Room. Great. That is not what I wanted to see happen, but we knew it was going to be a thing at some point. Okay, Torkoal, the early riser. Let's go for... I really want to go for the Protect, but... Nice. Okay. That's good. Take that, Torkoal. Oh, shoot. That's okay. We're going to come in with our own ND. We're going to put this one onto the right, this one onto the left. I found that there's been like weird like camera angles in this with this team, so I'm going to try to keep the camera angles going okay. Probably should have protected with the Landorus, but that's just me. Okay, we're going to Helping Hand and Expanding Force. Now, it's not going to do too much to the Hatterene, but I don't think there's much that I can actually need to worry about with that Pokemon onto the field right now. I know it does get, like, Mystical Fire and whatnot, but there's no Sun, and I'm no longer going to be, like, a Steel type, so I'm hoping this will actually help us out. Steel type, okay. That's okay, we've got the Focus Blast for this. Okay, come on, Iron Crown. Helping Hand. There's the Eruption. Still does quite a bit. I am not okay with that. Nice. 2 for 1. Let's go. And I believe that's our first win. Is it? Or is there another Pokemon? Nope, that is our first win. Got away from me there. I wasn't sure how many Pokemon I took out. But that was pretty fun, guys. If you enjoyed the battle, you guys know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up, post your comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next battle. Peace out.